Promised you guys I would hop on here and do a little bit about like a mindfulness practice with you guys that you could use with your essential oils. So I wanted to hop on here and do that. And first of all, I wanted to kind of explain why these types of practices are so beneficial. So if you guys have heard me talk about anything about kind of how essential oils work, they're closely linked to the brain, the memory system, our emotions. So it's the olfactory system. So when we breathe in a scent, our brains will tie that scent to a memory that it's associated with. And sometimes they're very vivid. Sometimes we don't even know that they are pulling up those emotions from a past memory. So I always give the example of rose water. My great grandma, she used to use like a rose water facial toner, and if I smell that kind of rose water hydrosol rose water facial toner scent, I can like picture the smell of her and her bathroom. I like have this really vivid picture of her like 1970s bathroom, and it's a really pronounced memory. So I think anybody could pick a memory or pick a scent where you smell it and it brings back a really vivid memory. Now, because that's the way that our olfactory system works naturally, we can actually use mindfulness practices and create kind of our own scent memories tied to different practices that we use using essential oils. And this I should mention is not just essential oils. So it works with essential oils because they smell. However, it's any scent. So it could be like the smell of diesel fuel brings back a memory for you, or the smell of fresh cut grass brings back a memory for you, or you have that smell when you first open the windows in spring and it has a certain scent to it that could bring back memories for you. So this is not just essential oils, but we can use our essential oils because of the olfactory system in this fashion. So a couple things before we get started. Now you could always do right out of the bottle. I find, if you're doing a practice and you're trying to like lay down or sit in meditation or something like that, sometimes that's not the most practical thing, but you can go right from the bottle. You don't have to have any fancy equipment and smell right from the bottle while you're doing your mindfulness practice. This is rosewood. This is one of my favorites. Now, that's not always the easiest way to use them. However, it's the cheapest and sometimes the most convenient, so it works. You can buy these. They're called aromatherapy inhalers. So what it is it's a cotton stick. And this is just like kind of a disposable one. And the cotton stick goes in the end. You put a cap on it, and then you open it, and it has holes. You guys can see that at the end. And then you can use it like that. You can take it with you wherever you go. So those are really kind of convenient, especially if you're doing them with a mindfulness practice. And they also sell some fancier type ones that are reusable, and you just swap out the cotton stick on the inside when you're ready to either switch the scent or refill it, and it's glass and stainless steel. So those are the two different things that you can try. You could also just put it on a cotton ball. You don't have to get fancy with anything. You can just kind of use what you have, or again, smell straight from the bottle. So a little tip on choosing your essential oils. It kind of depends on what you're trying to accomplish with your practice. So if it's like calming, you may want to pick some more grounding or calming scents like lavender or frankincense or bergamot. If you want something a little bit more uplifting, maybe you go with a citrus oil. You can always pick whatever your favorite scent is, that one where you're like smell it and you're just like, I love this. Rosewood's one for me. I love vetiver. I love kind of smokier, deeper grounding scents personally. But, I know some people, like you have patchouli and they'll say, I love patchouli or I hate patchouli. So whatever your favorite is. And then another little tip would be, because we're creating a scent memory, if you're going through an experience that is particularly traumatic or stressful or, anxiousness, then you might want to choose a scent that you don't encounter on a regular basis, because it may trigger down the road, bring you back to a sense of uncalmness. So if you're going through maybe like the death of a family member or something else particularly traumatic, if you're trying to use aromatherapy as emotional support tools, you may want to pick ones that you're not going to come across all the time. So you wouldn't want to pick orange, let's say, because it may trigger memories from the traumatic experience. However, they can still be calming in the moment. So I just want to give that little caveat if you're choosing essential oils, how to kind of pick what you're going to use. And now I'm going to go through like a mindfulness, a body scan exercise that I love. So my two favorite kind of times a day to do a body scan exercise would be first thing in the morning. So you're still laying in bed, you haven't even gotten up. That's where these like little inhalers are really useful, because you could just leave it on your nightstand and then pick it up and use it in your mindfulness practice or your body scan exercise. So first thing in the morning, sometimes people find it too relaxing when they do a body scan exercise. So if that is you can do it at night. So I'm going to read you guys a little bit. This is my Aromatic Anchors book. This is the book or the course that I have that kind of talks all about how we tie aromas to our emotions and use them as emotional support tools. So for the body scan benefits, a body scan is one type of mindfulness meditation which promotes greater awareness of the physical body. Now, this is really particularly useful in a time like this where there's a lot of uncertainty, where people are probably feeling a lot of emotions. I know a lot of people say just be calm, and that's not, or just be positive, and that's not always attainable to just be positive, right? So, in this time, in this practice, to check in with your own body, with the feelings in your own body, with the sensations in your own body can be really helpful, instead of just trying to dismiss whatever this emotion that you perceive as negative might be. You would be able to kind of recognize that it's there and acknowledge it, and then kind of breathe into releasing it in the moment. So, like I said, it's not always feasible to just say, oh, just be positive, right? So it uses the physical sensations of the body and visualization as an anchor to fix the mind in the physical body in the present moment. Again, I said my favorite time to do this before bed or when you first get up in the morning. So body scan mindfulness meditation benefits include exploring how to work within physical pain, finding links between emotions and physical sensations, using awareness of physical sensations as a key to your emotional state, and promoting greater mindfulness in the body. So, if you're feeling anxious, where are you feeling? You would sit and kind of recognize kind of the root cause of that emotion and the physical sensations that it may be creating in the body. It's a chance to slow down. It's a chance to take a minute for yourself, to listen to your body, recognize those sensations that occur without judgment. And this exercise can be done in as little as 5 minutes, or you can spend more time on it if you want. It's a really easy practice. You can either start at the head or you can start at the feet. I like to start at the feet. So the basic premise would be that you would start at one end of the body or the other and work your way through the body. So you would start at the feet, you would focus your energy down on your feet, and you would just breathe and recognize any sensations that may be coming up in that part of your body. You don't judge it, you don't try to change it, you just recognize it and release it. So a way you can incorporate your essential oils, now you can do this without essential oils, it's still a really powerful practice. I like that the power of breath and the power of scent work in close synergy together. So that's one of the reasons that this is so effective. So you can recognize, bring awareness to certain parts of your body. So you're going to go like feet, legs, lower legs, upper legs, hips, stomach, chest, heart, arms, throat, jaw. Now, when you get to your face and you're going through kind of your upper part of your body, make sure you're releasing the tension in your jaw. Drop the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Bring the shoulders down. It works really well when you're laying down. You could also do it when you're sitting up. As you move through the body, you could do one round through the body and then start again at the feet and use your aromatherapy that way. So then you start at your feet, breathe in and release any tension that you're holding in each part of your body. Or if maybe you're a little more pressed for time or you want to do it in one wave, you start at your feet, recognize, release, and release the tension in your legs. Do it again. Recognize, take the moment, recognize that part of the body, experience any sensations, and then breathe in through your nose with the aromatherapy, out through the mouth, release the tension. Now, the hope would be, as you continue to do this, that later you could take that same scent that you had been using to do your body scan exercises, you can go out into other experiences and breathe in and release, and it will help to kind of release some of the tension that you might be holding, release some of the anxiousness that you might be holding, bring your mind back to the body and the awareness of your body and the sensations that are in your body without judgment or fear or, any kind of feeling that you need to change what's going on, but just kind of the awareness and then the release. So that's kind of the background or the process of using a body scan exercise, and then using the body scan exercise with your aromatherapy to create that bond between the scent memory and the experience within the body. At the end, it's just kind of the end, and you would just kind of take a few deep breaths and then get up and go about your day. A lot of people will do that at night, and they'll just kind of fall asleep mid body scan, and that's okay too, right? Because sometimes you just need to do that. And that's kind of the basis of it. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole body scan with you because you guys can kind of focus on each part. If you need to take longer on one part, then you take longer. If you kind of are like, I'm feeling pretty good today, maybe it's a little quicker. But it does just give you that sense of awareness, and also kind of forces you to be present in the moment and recognize what's going on and why it might be going on. It's also might be a good time to pull out your journal at the end of the body scan exercise and jot down anything that maybe came into your head while you were doing the body scan exercise. If your mind drifts away, that's totally fine. Just recognize it. It was there, release it, let it go for later, and come back to it. Maybe write it down. If it's something where you're like, oh man, I need to remember this because it's a fantastic idea. When your body's in a calmer state, you might be getting some downloads and you're like, oh, this is something I really should think more about. And I'm not talking about a grocery list. I'm talking about like your intuition. Then maybe you stop for a second and you write it down, and that's totally fine. I know for me, maybe anybody else feels like this. You're like, I get my best ideas in the shower and I'm like, ooh, I should really write that down. And I've forgotten it by the time I get out. So if you're in a kind of a calmer, more relaxed state, you might start getting some downloads and you want to jot them down, and that's totally cool too. Or at the end, take a few minutes to journal, write down a few things that maybe came up for you during the process of this whole body scan exercise, and see where it leads you. I hope this is helpful for you guys. We can do some more what essential oils are useful for videos if you want. So if you have questions, be sure to post them in the comments. If you do a body scan practice today or through the week, be sure to pop it in the comments and let me know what you think, and let me know what scents you guys chose for your aromatherapy scents when you do your body scan exercise. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.